Начинаем новое прохождение на канале. Мне тут подсказали вчера, то, что у меня, оказывается, много непройденных игр. А я играю во всякую фигню, поэтому решил что-нибудь новенькое запустить. Я буду проходить первый раз, я не знаю, о чем играю. Ну так, в целом я знаю, потому что я смотрел прохождение какой-то, стримы некоторых. В целом я знаю, о чем. Но это поверхностное знание. Так, ну уже приятная музыка, это радует. Уже хорошо. Так, ладно, погнали. Новая игра. Полетели. Блин, забыл воды себе набрать. Ё-моё. Ну ладно. Без воды придется сидеть. Пам-пам-пам-пам-пам-пам-пам-пам-пам. Походу какая-то скандинавская игра, я так понял. Дания, Норвегия. Что-то такое. Я думаю, что за стрим мы пройдем ее. Думаю, часа 3, наверное, потребуется. Может быть, 3 с небольшим. Так, день первый. Ух ты.
The water's cold.
It's a fjord. You're not going swimming.
Boo. You're such a wet blanket, teddy bear.
You know I don't like it when you call
Edward. Edward Charles Hardin, Esquire.
Will you promise to behave on land?
Don't I always?
Lissy, promise.
Well, piffle and phonus balonus, Teddy. You ought to know better than to ask. Yes, I'll behave. I'll be a proper young lady. I shan't run or climb things or laugh too loud or call anyone old bean. Aside from you. So, do you think we'll find your Betty in, what did you call this village? Gravewick? Gravewick? Greywoke? It's an odd language. I don't much care for it. Perhaps Betty found herself a burly Viking warrior and went native. Put horns on her hat, drinks mead out of a chalice, eats goat meat off the bone, that sort of thing.
Я могу типа спрашивать ее.
How do you know Betty's still here?
I just do. In her letter, she wrote about...
But that's months ago. She could have gone anywhere.
Without writing or telegraphing her editor in New York, she wouldn't do that. Betty's...
The cat's pajamas, the bee's knees, little Miss Perfect.
Alice, you're talking about my sister.
Fine. I'm sorry. Elizabeth Sidarb. We all love her dearly. And Teddy Bear. Edward. We will find her. Betty's fine. Why, we'll see her as soon as we get to shore. She'll shower you with kisses and berate you for coming all this way from Hanover, Massachusetts to the middle of absolutely nowhere Scandinavia way just to chase her down. Everything will be Jake, old fruit. Is that it? Is that Groovewoke? It looks so peaceful and beautiful and so desolate, like a place built for ghosts.
Finally. I don't think I could do this for much longer.
Can't you row any faster? I'm getting frightfully bored.
How about you take over, Alice?
You slay me, Teddy, old bean.
Так, а они между собой-то кто?
Boat will be in safe harbor by the time the weather arrives.
So you say. But I say put your back into it, because we're sitting ducks out here. Quack, quack.
Здорово, Стас, привет. Я не знаю, я первый раз прохожу. Ну, какая-то интересная, мне ее нахваливали.
Where is everyone?
Probably working. I know it's a foreign concept to you, but that's something normal.
Помнишь, мы игры проходили на вроде такой Waterman's
The Fretland farm's up the hill somewhere.
Up where?
Что-то похожее, я думаю.
Where's the farm?
I believe it's that farmhouse, all the way at the top.
Hot dog! Let's ankle!
Hold on. Let me read the letter from Mrs. Fretland first.
I'll meet you up there, old sport. I want to explore. Last one's a skunk's tail.
Be careful. The ground's muddy. You could slip and fall.
See you in 2 shakes.
Не, я ее где-то полгода назад купил. Хотя нет. Зимой, по-моему. Только сейчас руки дошли, как всегда.
No news to share. You'll find our farm on top of the hill. I hope I got that right. Look forward to seeing you here in October. Yours faithfully, Anna Fretland. Well, I'm here. Where are you? Did you make it to Grovik, Betty? And why did you pick this forlorn hole under the mountains?
Так, я так понял, что Бетти — это его сестра, она умерла, и вот он прибыл, типа, в то место, где она скончалась, правильно я понимаю?
Righto. Step to it, teddy bear. Lissy!
I'm up at the barn.
По дизайну симпатично выглядит. Но они все примерно в одной стилистике, вот такие игры. Draugen называется игра. Отдохнуть. Давай отдохнем.
Just taking a break.
Hurry up. The storm's getting closer.
Приближается гроза. Дождик какой-то пошел. Небольшая история такая. Часа на 3. На 4. Что-то он задыхается, может он тоже болеет. Я чуть-чуть прошел, и персонаж задышал. Да, то ли датчане, то ли норвежцы. Создателя. Скорее всего, датчане. С нами не все в порядке, потому что слишком часто ему нужно отдыхать. Нет, норвежский флаг висит. Значит, норвежцы создали. Скорее всего.
You're not the one carrying a suitcase.
Типа чемодан тяжелый, что ли? Поэтому он так часто отдыхает? Да нет, что-то с ним не то.
What took you so long?
I'm not 17.
Nor are you 70. Put some spring into your step, old sport.
Did you see the flag? It's at half-mast. Someone died.
So this is it, huh? Nice digs. But seriously, where is everyone?
They might be out fishing.
Well, we didn't see any boats, did we?
If they are out in the fjord, they'll have to come in soon. The rain's picking up.
You first, old bean.
Hello? Anyone there? Mr.
А она-то
Fretland?
ему кто?
Mrs.
Я
Fretland?
что-то не понял. Я
This is Edward
об
Charles
этом не
Harden,
говорил.
the American. We've exchanged letters.
Maybe they went on holiday and left the door open. Give it a shake and a rattle.
I can't just barge into their home.
It's not a crime if you're invited.
I'm coming in. This is Mr. Harden. Hello? Is anyone home?
This house is as empty as a bird's nest in December.
Так, направо пойдем.
This is the kitchen.
Блин, ничего не видно.
Hello?
Отсвечивает.
Anyone there?
Hey, you want to check out the upstairs?
I'm a guest. Why would I start poking around every corner of the house?
I don't know. Maybe they're playing hide and go seek. Well, I didn't want to go upstairs anyway.
Да ё-моё.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, so you get to peek upstairs? Unfair. Told you. Empty is an empty nest.
Так, ну давай вот сюда попробуем.
Well, I don't... Oh, this is nice. Charmingly rustic. The Boston Beaumont would pay a pretty penny for this setup. I thought foreigners lived differently. This is almost like an American home.
People are people wherever you go.
Thanks, Proust.
Портреты какие-то.
Look! Family pictures. They must be the, what did you call them?
The Fretlands.
Right. Anna and John?
Johann.
This is honestly not what I'd pictured. They're very presentable. Not at all like turnip farmers.
They're not turnip farmers. That must be Johann Fretland, master of the house.
What makes you think he's the master of anything? It's 1923, Teddy, old boy. Women can vote. Old Johann's a bit wooden, isn't he? Like someone put a stick up his rear end. I say, loosen up, Johann! I'm sure you two stiffs will get along famously. Johann went and found himself a delectable bride.
Alice, please.
What can I say? She's a minx.
Anna Fretland is a respectable woman. Her letter was courteous and professional.
Didn't you say she was a city girl? It must have been awfully hard to adjust to life in the sticks. I can relate.
Hanover isn't the sticks.
Says you. I'm guessing their daughter is the master of this house. She's cute as a button. I can't wait to meet her. She's guaranteed to be more fun than you. Wait.
Свадьба.
Is that... Are they... Who's... They're all twins. All of them.
That's Johann and Anna Fretland.
There are two of each, Edward. Two of each.
Frederick and Margaret. Twins marrying twins.
My mind's reeling. This is just too adorable.
1899.
1899. We'll be celebrating their silver anniversary next year.
Прикольно, поизучаем сейчас. Это что такое?
What are you looking at there?
A book.
Strange place for a book. Unless it was a terrible book that deserved a good burning. What's the title?
The cover's charred. Christmas 1922. To Ruth. From Simon. Why would someone burn this?
Like I said, maybe it was a terrible book. Is Simon one of the Freddylanders?
I don't think so. They only have the one daughter.
Where do you think they've gone?
The Fretlands.
The Fretlands, the Hansons, the Jensens, all of them.
I'm sure they'll be back soon.
Just like a dead
Я
lamb.
что-то уже не уверен, что они
Though its
вернутся.
soul has departed. Well, those boys look proud as peacocks. What does it say there? Groovy?
Gruben. The mine.
Maybe that's where everyone is. Digging for precious jewels in the Stygian abyss.
From what I learned of this place during the brief stay in Ålesund, the iron mine shut down 20 years ago. Frederick and Johan Fretland, founders of the Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
They're the spitting image of each other.
Twin brothers and business partners.
And they married twin sisters. Adorable. Who's the boy? He looks related to the other two.
Frederick and Johan Fretland, founders of the Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
They're the spitting image of each other.
Twin brothers and business partners.
And they married twin sisters. Adorable. Who's the boy? He looks related to the other two.
Выдержки какие-то из газет.
Johan Fretland exits Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
So the brothers parted ways?
Johan sold his share to focus on farming.
Well, that must have put a damper on their relationship.
Johan Fretland exits Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
So the brothers parted ways?
Johan sold his share to focus on farming.
Well, that must have put a damper on their relationship.
Tragic accident befalls the Fretland Brothers Mining Company.
What happened?
The mine collapsed, killing 3 workers, including Arne Fretland, Frederick and Johan's younger brother.
That's awful. How old was he?
19.
He might be the boy in the photograph.
Operations were suspended after the accident. Foreign investors out of Frederick Fretland's mining company. Dire financial consequences for Fretland, who must have had a difficult time after his brother Johan Fretland pulled out earlier this year.
Johan was smart to exit when he did.
The timing is curious, like he knew something was about to go awry.
Так может он и подстроил это все. Обвалился, чтобы все обвалилось. Шахта это, блин. Так, что тут еще-то есть? Угу. Это наш персонаж.
Oof, that's a grim sight, old bean.
Ну, не такой старый, кстати. Я думал, что
I'm
старше.
exhausted and soaked to the bone.
Let's get you to bed.
We'll wait for the Fretlands. It's only courteous. Betty.
Have you gone screwy again, Teddy? That's not Betty.
Her
That's...
scarf. I'd know it anywhere.
It doesn't look like anything to me. It
She
just
bought it in
looks like...
Bloomingdale's the Christmas before last. When she came home that year, she showed it off, dancing around the sitting room until I got dizzy watching her.
I think you're misremembering. She couldn't make it home that year. Again.
No, you're wrong. I'm sure she was there.
What
Look, it is her scarf. It even smells like her perfume. Shalimar.
But what if that's not...
She's here. I'm finally going to find her.
That's great, Edward, really. I wouldn't want you to get your hopes up. I mean, where's everyone gone to? Something's not right, I'm telling you.
Блин,
Teddy?
что-то
Edward, what's wrong?
Lightheaded, that's
случилось.
all.
You're having another spell. You know what happens when you exert yourself.
Короче, персонаж у нас совсем больной какой-то. Ну, в смысле, не то что на голову, а
Sit
просто
down.
больной.
That's an order from your commander.
Yes. Fine.
Чем-то болеет. Только присесть, ты говоришь? Давай.
What are you doing?
I just need to catch my breath. Just for a moment.
I want you to lie down. Lie down and close your eyes. It's been a strenuous day. What with the rowing and the dragging of the suitcase up the hill.
Well, what if the fret...
I'll keep an eye out. I promise. If they come home, I'll wake you. Now, lie down, close your eyes, breathe deeply.
I'm just going to...
Я никак не могу понять, кто эта девчонка мне. Вряд ли дочка, потому что я слишком молодо выгляжу.
Elizabeth?
Ну, персонаж мой.
Is that you?
Вряд ли девушка, потому что ей всего 17 лет, как бы. Может быть, это какая-то родственница, я не знаю.
Lissy. Lissy, are you here? Lissy!
Куда она подевалась-то?
Lissy? Hello?
Ё-моё.
Hey, who's there? Betty? Elizabeth? Wait!
Чё, хоррор начался?
Lissy, there's someone outside. It might be Betty. Are you here, Lissy? Are you in here, Lissy?
А почему он в эту комнату не заходит? Второй раз уже не заходит. Пойду наверх.
Lissy, are you upstairs?
И наверх тоже не идет. Может, мне выйти надо?
Who's out there? Hello?
Ничего не видно.
Betty? Lissy? I'm not alone.
Что-то началось.
I can hear you. Betty? Alice! Alice, where are you? Who goes there? Wait!
Мне кажется, ему это все снится. Скорее всего. Ох, ё-моё.
Someone there? Are you out there, Betty? Hello?
Коза какая-то.
Betty, is that you?
А, я могу
Are you there,
бежать.
Betty?
На shift он чуть-чуть побыстрее. Ой, ё-моё. Здрасте, приятель.
Shit.
Очки потерял.
Elizabeth, are you there? Can you hear me? Where are you?
Что это такое? Клетка какая-то. Это, наверное, приспособление какое-то для ловли рыбы, что
The
ли?
boat, Edward! Where's our boat?
Lissy,
О, пришла. Где ты была-то?
where did you go? Why did you leave me?
it stopped raining and you were sleeping, and our boat, it's gone.
The boat? What? How?
Maybe you didn't secure it properly.
I pulled it up. I don't know. I thought I tied it securely, but... Did you see Betty?
Did I see... What are you talking about?
I think... Betty... It was Betty. It was her. It must have been her. I saw her face in the window, and she vanished into the dark towards the sea. You really didn't see anyone?
I haven't seen a single soul. Are you sure it was her and
yes.
not...
I mean, I saw her face, and it looked like her.
If it was her, why did she run away?
I don't...
Да это не она была, это глюки какие-то были, ты чё?
It's getting dark. Back to the house. And tomorrow...
Tomorrow's another day, Teddy Bear. We'll figure it out. Right now, let's get you cleaned up. Look at you. You've got mud all over yourself. And then you really need to sleep. You must be exhausted. Come on.
Так, сейчас, наверное, день-два будет. Пока не особо что-то понятно, честно говоря. Но интересно. Интригует немного. Так. Утро. Опять никого.
I will find you again.
Так, как ты ее найдешь-то? Я не пойму. Он приехал сюда, чтобы... В смысле, по сообщениям того, что она умерла, его сестра. А он ее пытается как-то еще и найти. Ты че? Брат. Где девчонка-то? Фига она там. Колесо крутит.
I just about given up on you ever waking up.
Согласен, красиво.
Sleep well?
I dreamed of Betty. She was in the garden, and she called for me.
How about you, Lissy dearest? Oh, you know me, old fruit, wide awake at first light.
The Fretlands didn't come home, did they?
They did not. There's no sign of anyone. Aside from last night's Mistwalker.
I've been thinking about that. I'd just woken up. I was groggy and the mist was thick as pea soup. I don't know if I saw what I thought I saw.
You were chasing a ghost?
I didn't get a good look. I'm not even sure there was anyone there.
Oh, there must be someone here. And I'm not talking about ghosts. Or goats. What was it you said yesterday? Maybe they're keeping an eye on us from out in the fjord.
I'll take a gander. The Fretlands will be home soon.
Да никто не
Betty's
вернется.
here. I know it. I feel it.
If you say so, Teddy Bear. Have you had your noodle juice yet?
I'm not rummaging through their cupboards.
You'll be a pill without your tea and toast, old bean. We need to get you sorted.
I'm not hungry. First point on the agenda. Find the natives.
A mission! Hot dog! I'll scout ahead. I'll meet you down by those houses.
Let's uncover your secrets, Grovik.
Гровик — это место, где мы сейчас. Дорогой мистер Харден, надеюсь, это письмо застанет вас в добром здравии. Мы с моим мужем Йоханом получили ваше письмо от 9 июля. Мы хотели бы пригласить вас погостить в нашем доме в октябре. Не беспокойтесь, вы не доставите нам никаких неудобств. У нас всего один ребенок, наша дочь Рут, и более чем достаточно места, чтобы разместить одного гостя. Нас очень обеспокоила новость о пропаже вашей сестры. Так она не умерла, она пропала. К сожалению, новостей пока нет, и я думаю, она еще не прибыла в Гровик. Я спрашивал людей, и если кто-то что-то узнает и расскажет мне, я напишу вам. Однако я уверен, что с ней все в порядке, и что ее просто что-то задержало в дороге. Что касается вашего приезда, боюсь, что паром из Олесуна в Гровик больше не ходит, так что вам придется добираться через фьорд самостоятельно. Когда приедете, вы найдете нашу ферму на вершине холма без проблем. Ну, я нашел, добрался. От причала мимо магазина идет вверх дорога. Наш дом вы не пропустите. Он самый большой во всей деревне. Прошу вас, напишите нам снова, когда вы окончательно определитесь с планами или получите известие от сестры. Мы с мужем с нетерпением ждем, а не жду вашего визита. Искренне ваша Анна Фретланд. Окей. Так, ну, деревня, судя по всему, небольшая. А что тут смотреть-то? Тут, блин, 2 дороги. Ну, 3. Куда она побежала-то? Пойду вот здесь вот. Какой-то дом есть впереди. Можно туда зайти, интересно или нет? Нифига ты залезла, блин, я бы и не увидел тебя.
Careful you don't fall.
You suck the fun out of everything, old boy.
We're far from any doctor. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
That's not very likely, is it?
I thought you were scouting ahead.
What do you think I'm doing? Vantage point, like on a pirate ship. I can probably see our house in Hanover from here.
Did you check those buildings?
Knocking on doors isn't a scout's job, old bean.
There must be someone around.
Only one way to find out, old sport. Did you check all the houses?
Да никакие я дома не проверял. Ну давай вот этот проверю, я не знаю. Тут можно как-то зайти? Тут вообще не дом, какой-то сарай. Тележка какая-то стоит. Ну вот дом, пойду зайду. Посмотрю. Дверь есть, значит можно постучать. О. Хлорос как это лежит.
Hello? Anyone here?
На дворе, кстати, 1920 какой-то год, я так понимаю.
You're not helping. Also, they drink coffee here, not tea.
Savages.
Ничего, все, никого? Ну-ка еще раз. Можно открыть. Слушай, а что вообще никого нет в деревне?
No one home?
Странные дела. Ничего себе.
Hello? Who's there?
Кто закрыл-то? Ветром, может быть.
Hello? Anyone home?
Что-то как-то. Осознание того, что в деревне никого нету, и я тут один брожу. Ну, в смысле, вот с этой мадемуазель. Что-то как-то не по себе. Так, ну и что, ничего нельзя сделать-то. Темно еще, блин. Нет, вот сюда куда-то можно пройти. Вот что-то есть. Записка.
September 21st, 1923.
Так.
Vi desperata.
Lissy, found something here.
Escalated from words to stones. Blood has been spilled. The curse haunts us all, there is no hope left in Gudsforlata. Good God. Right. In this God-forsaken place. The death of the Jiminy. Death of the children was the end of Grovik. Whatever remained of our souls departed with them.
You should see this, Lizzie.
Проклятие, что ли,
The
какое-то?
letter just trails off. Was never sent.
Интересно. Интересно. Завязочка есть.
Did you see this door closing?
It was just the wind, teddy bear. You're as skittish as a pussycat. There's one more house. Third time's the charm.
Что тут, 3 дома всего, что ли? Ну, давай.
Anyone home?
Unless they're playing hide and go seek, I'd say that's a no.
Никого опять нету.
Three strikes, you're out.
I don't think anyone's been home for a while. Someone painted the word traitor on one of the doors. And there was a letter. It sounded foreboding.
Still think everyone's out fishing?
I still don't understand what happened to the boat.
Why don't we investigate? Maybe it's even drifted back to shore by now.
Unlikely. But I would like to know how it got unmoored.
Well, it's a bright and beautiful day, and we have nothing better to do.
What on earth are you doing?
Handstands, Teddy! My record is 2 minutes. I'm working on 3. Just go on ahead. I'll catch up.
Вперед, ну давай. То есть за лодкой мы пока не пойдем? Подожди, коза есть. Коза же одна не может выжить, правильно? Хотя, может и может. Груд здорово. Она же, блин, травку ест. Или это козел? Мать, скажи, что здесь случилось. Поведай. Не, это без толку. Так, сюда я еще не ходил. И мы вообще вроде как к лодке собирались. Ну ладно, пойду куда-нибудь сюда. Посмотрим. А ты идешь? Блин, она со мной не идет. Ну ладно. Что-то, кстати, отдышки теперь нету. Вчера была, а сегодня нету. Может, потому что я без чемодана иду? Угу. Еще какие-то дома? Или что, это церковь, что ли? Так, кладбище. Ну да, походу. Объявление.
Memorial service.
Поминальная служба.
A commemoration of the accident at the mine this past summer. No services after that.
Ну, я пойду зайду. Мне же интересно.
All these graves.
Ух,
What happened?
напугало,
It's a
блин.
cemetery.
But look at the soil. These are recent burials.
You're right.
В смысле,
Do you
кстати,
think this is
да.
where
Свежие
everyone's
могилы.
gone? Are they all...
How many graves are there?
Not enough, I guess. How many people lived here?
I'm not sure. Also, someone must have buried them.
There's that.
Something did happen. Several people died in a short period of time.
How? An accident? A mass murder? Spanish flu?
I wouldn't want to
Spunk.
speculate until I've learned more.
I can speculate for the both of us.
Well, Betty's not here. I'm gonna keep looking.
What about the church?
Что насчет церкви? Ну, пойдем. Страшно, конечно. Ну, хотя, что страшно-то? Ничего не видно, правда?
Why would they board up a church?
To keep the ghosts from escaping?
Lissy.
Or the goats from getting in? What does that say?
God is not here.
So much for that. No wedding, no baptism, no funeral.
There must be people somewhere. Where are you going?
For constitutional. To breathe some of this salty sea air.
Сейчас мы с вами узнаем, что здесь
You go
произошло.
on ahead.
Рано
I'll
или поздно.
find you.
В смысле, иди. А как я пойду-то? Здесь-то я не пойду. Мне обратно по дороге. Подожди, а вот дорога какая-то. Не? Не. Ладно, спускаемся вниз. Короче, я к лодке пошел. Побыстрее пойдем на шифте. Да какое-то проклятие здесь, и все. Скорее всего. В этой деревне. Говорит, дети умирают, там еще что-то. Кто, блин, лодку мою отвязал? Вот вопрос еще. Так, это дорога. Еще какой-то дом, кстати, есть. Здорово, Володь. Сюда я, кстати, не заходил. По прибытию.
How about we don't go back to Hanover and stay here instead?
And how would I survive?
Hunt? Harvest? Forage? People have survived here for centuries. Why can't we?
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I could learn. I'd start with goats. Goats can be eaten and milked. Probably not in that order.
Это что, магазин?
Frederick Fretland and son.
Johann's brother and nephew.
The Fretlands have their fingers in all the pies, including the only store in town.
Also the post office and telegraph. There may be something that'll lead us to Betty in there.
Or at least to some canned sardines. We need to get you fed, old bean.
Кстати, да, мы так и не позавтракали. Вот,
Fretland and
фоточка.
son.
How do you figure?
It's on the sign above the entrance. And on this photograph. Frederick and Simon Fretland. The older gentleman is clearly Mr. Fretland's twin brother.
Twins are confusing. If this was a dime
Интересно,
novel,
это
they
реальные
could switch
фотки
in
или
places at some
нарисованы?
point to confuse the coppers. Damn you, twins!
Simon Fretland. Frederick's son.
And Johann's nephew. See,
Ну,
I'm getting the hang
выглядит
of this.
натурально, на самом деле.
Simon. Simon. That was the name in the burnt book. So Simon is Ruth's older cousin.
Ну, кстати, да. Кстати, да. Закрыто. Понял.
Applesauce.
Why lock any doors? I can't imagine they have a problem with punks and hoodlums.
The sign says they're closed, but I thought maybe... Hello? Are you open? Is anyone there?
Can't you just bust down the door? Locks be damned.
Breaking and entering, I will not. I'll just dislocate my shoulder.
Не, ну я могу. Попробую. Не, нифига. Даже со второго раза не открывается. Так, а обход есть какой-нибудь? Черный ход там.
They had a memorial service for the accident in the mine. On July 24th, in the village church.
For something that happened 20 years ago?
It still affected their lives.
паром.
The ferry route is no longer operating.
Rats!
Mrs. Fretland already informed me in her letter.
I know. Still warrants a resounding rats.
I wonder why it stopped running.
Look around. How many people live here? 20? 30? That can't be enough for a ferry route.
Things got quieter after the mine closed down.
They need to move on and find something else to put their village on the map. A tobacco farming, maybe.
The telegraph is out of order.
Well, there goes my plan. NOSOS.
This was 2 years ago, but the notice is still up.
How can it take 2 years to get something like that fixed?
If they couldn't afford it? Or couldn't get anyone to come fix it?
Well, this place really is off the map. Here be dragons. Or Draugans, I guess.
Короче, он сказал 2 года назад эта табличка, они ее не поняли. Табличка 22-го года. Значит, у нас на дворе 24-й. Логично? Логично.
The ferry would have made the trip here much easier.
And you wouldn't have had to pay that farmer a fortune to rent his boat.
I had no choice.
We should keep his boat. If it comes back. Bring it with us to Hanover.
Do what with it exactly?
I don't know. Grow parsley in it? Use it in the pond? Forget it. Stupid idea.
Так. В окно не залезть. Пойду дальше. Вот. Лодки так и нет, нифига. Я бы удивился сейчас, на самом деле, если бы она снова была здесь. То есть вечером ее не было. А сейчас бы она бы опять появилась. Но нифига она не появилась.
There's no damage to the rope.
I don't know what that means.
Nobody cut it. I guess the knot could have unraveled on its own.
Didn't you say you used a sailor's knot?
I'm a scholar, not a fisherman.
So who took our boat? A ghost?
I believe the tide took our boat.
If you say so. But then who were you chasing after last night? A ghost?
I don't know. It was probably all in my head. Betty would have taken plenty of constitutionals here. She loves the outdoors.
How so? She's a city girl.
I'm sure she gets tired of Manhattan. And when she was little, she loved playing in the garden back in Hanover, especially around the...
Она, кстати, старшая сестра или
Are
младшая?
you alright?
I just miss her.
Что это нарисовать-то? Опа. Так я художник же? Еще. К тому же. Руслан, привет. Как дела? Нормально, как у тебя? Ну, на вид где-то лет 30, наверное, персонажу. Может, 32, там, я не знаю, 33. Сколько он будет рисовать-то? Ну, что-то нажать надо. Вот, что-то я нажал. Так, посмотрим, что нарисовали. Все, что ли? Я думал, что-то красивое будет.
You'd have thought someone would have seen us by now.
Even from out at sea. Maybe there was a spell or curse that made them all invisible.
Honestly, Lissy.
Or maybe we are the invisible ones. But then we would see
Кстати,
them.
насчет исчезнувшего и
No,
пустого
I think my
города.
original
Чем-то
thesis is
напоминает,
more
знаете, какую
The
игру?
villagers turning invisible is the more
Everybody
likely
Gone to the
thesis.
Rapture.
Do try to keep an open mind,
Хроники
Edward.
последних дней. Там тоже пустой город, и все пропали. И ты ходишь и собираешь воспоминания по пустому городу. Что за игра? Игра Draugen называется. Я первый раз прохожу. Инди-игра какая-то. Норвежская. Ну, сказка. Опа, лодка.
Teddy! Hot dog! This is our ticket out of
Так
here!
она словно.
Not without Betty. Besides, the woods rotted through. This boat isn't seaworthy. It's curious. The state of the boats. It's like they stopped taking care of them.
Seems short-sighted. How would they fish? Or get anywhere at all?
Это что такое?
What's this?
Remnants of the mining operation.
What, mine?
Remember, I told you yesterday. There was a mine here, but it closed down 20 years ago.
I know, Edward. I was just checking for a sense of humor. Still nowhere to be found.
Николай, привет. Да, нормально. Да, не страшно. В детстве как страшнее было, на самом деле. Казалось.
It's a memorial. 3 men died when the mine collapsed in 1902. Georg Hatlestad, Niels Framberg, Arne Fretland.
See, this is what working a regular job. Did you say Fretland?
The younger brother who was mentioned in the article. He was just 19.
How long had he been working in the mine? That's too young for a dirty job like digging into rock.
We're in the real world, Lissy. Most teeners don't have the luxury to idle away their days with games and witty repartee.
Ouch.
The newspaper said the accident forced the mine to shut down.
What does any of this have to do with us?
I still don't know why Elizabeth came here.
And you think it has something to do with this mine?
Or with what it did to the village. Maybe.
Так, погоди. Шахта нет, здесь ничего. Тут тоже ничего. Тележка.
What did they use this for?
Bringing the ore down from the mine before it was loaded onto boats.
So, diamonds? Gold? Or just boring old silver?
Iron ore.
Or what?
Rock, which contains iron
I know.
deposits that...
Okay, Edward. I don't understand why they just leave this here. Like an altar to adversity. It's creepy.
Rustic superstition. Perhaps they believed they'd attract bad luck if they moved it.
Where do these tracks lead?
To the mine. Where else would they go?
I don't know. A castle up in the mountains? Where the frost giants live? And this is how they receive their monthly offering of meat from the villagers. Goat, I hope.
Так, пошли дальше. По рельсам. Сейчас, походу, в шахту придем. Я так подозреваю. Хотя это не точно. Все, рельсы закончились.
No trespassing for traitors.
Cool. Want to jump the gate and explore what's on the other side? What do you...
It's not safe.
Oh, horse feathers! You may be the most boring man in this country. Where's your sense of adventure, old sport? Don't you want to see where these tracks go?
They lead to the old mine, and no. I've had enough adventure on this side of the fence. Besides, they wrote no trespassing for a reason.
You're such a terrible bore, Teddy Bear. I'll I'll wager 1,000 clams you'll jump this gate at some point, if you believe Betty's on the other side.
Frederick Fretland. Who are these traitors he refers to?
What now? We've looked everywhere.
There really doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Maybe we missed something. An important clue. How about the general store? We haven't been inside yet.
It looked deserted, but worth another look, I guess.
Еще раз к магазину. Ну, пошли. То есть все-таки придется, наверное, выломать дверь, чтобы войти в него. Сейчас попробуем. Так, где он там был-то? А вот там он был. Вот он. Подожди, ворон там что-то. Ты че, блин?
Is that? Lizzie, come here. It's Betty's hat.
Да взял давно, прохожу вот только сейчас.
Betty? Betty!
Are you sure, Edward? I mean, it's just a hat. Is it even a hat?
I know my sister's hat, Lizzie. I have to get inside.
What about the breaking and entering part?
I could care less what they call it.
Взял где-то полгода назад на какой-то распродаже. Я где-то увидел у кого-то, кто-то на стриме проходил. Мне понравилось. Я захотел ее купить, думаю, как-нибудь пройду. Вот только сейчас. Блин, ну и как? Здесь никак не пройти. Может, что-то сломать надо? О! Нифига. Опа, открыто.
Here's an open window.
You seem eager to break the law. I approve.
It won't budge.
Don't be a milquetoast.
Well, it's stuck.
Attaboy, Teddy. You can do this.
I can't believe I'm actually breaking... Whoops, Daisy.
Oh my, Teddy. You're such a sap.
Вставай. Ё-моё. О.
Edward Charles Hart. Dilettante. World traveler. Cat burglar.
A cat burglar would, by definition, enter a building on a higher floor.
The state of this place.
Oh, Betty.
Edward.
I hope you weren't here when...
Is this... blood?
Not necessarily human blood.
Well, that's alright then. What does it say? Barn murder? Someone murdered a barn?
Barn means child. And mortar, that's...
Child murder.
Где-то убийца.
Edward. They murdered a child?
Someone thought so.
Probably the same someone who vandalized the store.
I'm not sure how I feel about being in here.
Don't be ridiculous. We're all alone. What else do you suggest we do?
It's the same photograph as in the
Johan's
farmhouse,
gone. At least, I assume he's the one who's been... snip.
Frederick clearly did not want anything to do with his twin brother.
Какой-то конфликт, значит, между ними был. Так, куда пройти-то? Давай сюда.
Out of order.
Why hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore.
S.O.
These were never sent.
How long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June.
A couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Grovik.
Неотправленная почта. Это что такое? Саймон Рут.
What are you doing?
Looking for keys.
Your life of crime continues.
There's a note.
Is it written in Viking runes? What does it say?
It's from Simon. Yai put it means I put. Knuckle is key.
Я кладу ключ.
Casa. I don't know what that word means.
He put the key in the casa?
Casa. I wish I had my dictionary. The note's addressed to his father.
So the key was moved. But where to?
Somewhere
Кассу,
safer.
соответственно.
Or more convenient.
Can we really trust your translations? You only started studying a month ago.
I spent the summer reading, and I had a lot of free time on the ocean voyage.
Come on, how much could you possibly pick up in a few months?
You know my mind, it's a sponge.
Так, пойдем проверим кассу.
Casa.
Вот
So
она.
that's what it means. Cash register.
Сейчас, по идее,
You're
ключ
a
должен
genuine
быть.
gangster now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you
Вот
get
и ключ.
busted, I'll come visit you in the big house. Wasn't there supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
А ключ-то от чего вообще? Ключ мы взяли, а что он открывает? А, эту дверь он открыл. Понял. И чего здесь? Шляпка.
It is her hat.
Сестры.
Teddy, I'm not
Betty
sure
was
that's...
here, and not long ago.
Okay, but if that is her hat, what's it doing in a locked storeroom?
Another breadcrumb.
That's not an answer.
I know for sure she was here. That's what matters.
You know best, Edward. So, what now? If this is a breadcrumb, where's the next
Draugen.
one?
There must be a reason her hat's in this room.
What's that?
A handwritten
Прочитаем
note.
записочку.
I'm not blind. What does it say, you silly goose?
It's hard to read. I'm not sure my translation will be... Johann, you... Nectar. Refuse. You refuse to speak to me, so I write this letter instead. It's from Frederick Fretland to his brother. Simon did not... Bloody hell. Simon did not murder your Ruth. He was fond of his cousin.
Ruth. Ruth is the daughter of Anna and Johann, which means the little girl in the photograph at the farmhouse. Oh, Edward. The Fretland girl was murdered. This is simply awful.
Simon was working at the farm while I tended to the store. I would have seen him had he passed on the way up to the cliffs.
They thought Simon killed Ruth. His own cousin.
Ruth was... what's that word? Playing. Ruth was always playing on the rocks below the church. She must have fallen by accident. The note ends there. Frederick never finished it. And Johann never read it. Not that it would have made a difference. Like if Johann
The
thought...
mob showed up for Simon. His father would have tried to protect him.
September 17th. You would have been here, Betty.
Rocks below the church. Isn't the church right above us? Edward, come look at this. That's the cliff. Right there. The one in the note? I bet you 1,000,000 clams.
Where?
See for yourself.
Что за детектив? Да я не знаю, какой-то норвежский. Норвежская игра. Ну чё, пошли, чё ты встал-то?
Lissy, nothing.
Или прям...
I guess that could be where...
Let's check it out.
No, Lissy, wait.
А чё, подожди-то? Пошли посмотрим. То есть, получается, они подумали, что брат столкнул сестру с горы, и она упала, разбилась. Поэтому, типа, родные братья между собой поругались. Примерно так получается, или как?
What are you doing? This doesn't concern us.
A little girl died. We're staying in her home, for God's sake. Are you completely without heart? Get yourself up here, Edward Harden, right this minute.
А как я подымусь-то? Подожди. Как туда забралась-то? Мать. Ё-моё. Вот здесь что ли?
Come on, it's an easy climb.
This looks very dangerous.
Oh, you're a big boy. Start acting like it. It's not Mount Everest.
I don't know about this.
А при чем здесь сестра тогда его?
Whoopsie-daisy.
Ну, хотя бы что-то уже вырисовывается, окей. Да, это я.
What is this?
Да не, что-нибудь
You're being morbid.
новенькое хочется
And this
поиграть,
is a
интересно.
distraction. I'm here for Betty, not because...
А то каждый день Call of Duty, Call of Duty.
You insensitive brute. You're like the Tin Woodman, no heart. You've grown cold and mean in that horrid study of yours. With only books and bugs to keep you company for years and years and years. There are other people in this world, you know. It's not all about you. You're going to do this. If not for Ruth, then for us. We're going to figure out what happened to the poor girl. Together.
Ну, пойдем выясним. Что это такое?
Something struck this bush. She must have landed on it when... on her way down.
That's ghastly, Edward.
That's been here a while.
Didn't you say it happened over a month ago?
You'd think her family would have replaced it with fresh flowers.
Is that blood?
The girl could have hit her head on that rock. There would have been plenty of blood.
That's awful. I think there's
Там
something
что-то
behind
лежит.
it. Can you move the rock aside?
Да, конечно, соскучился по тебе. Что это, кукла, что ли? Без головы.
It must be Ruth's.
Where's the head?
Maybe the killer also decapitates dolls.
Hold on. This pin. This is old. Very old. Looks like something from the Viking era.
We are in the land of Vikings.
This could be 1,000 years old. It does not belong on a child's doll.
Who cares? Ruth is dead and you're obsessing about a rusty old pin? Let's go further up. Maybe we'll find more clues. Come on, old sport. It's not far.
Can you wait just 1 minute so that I can catch my breath?
Оттуда она упала, походу.
Did you follow the same path, Betty?
Correct.
Or am I just stumbling through darkness?
О, опять отдышка появилась.
You can see clear beyond the edge of the world.
One
Oh,
second.
Teddy bear. We need to take you out walking more often.
So, the girl fell from up here.
Was pushed, you mean? Can you see where she fell? Seeing as you're so concerned about me falling out of trees, I wouldn't want to risk falling off a cliff.
Давай посмотрим.
Certainly high enough to kill a child.
If I had to go, this would be the way to do it. Soaring through the air like a bird.
And landing like a rock. If she fell headfirst on that rock, she'd have died instantly.
Edward, honestly.
You wanted to learn more. This is you learning more. She hit her head and fell into the bush where I found her doll. Happy now, Alice?
I'm not. What was she doing up here in the first place?
Playing? She was a child. Children play in dangerous places.
There must be more to it. Let's find out where this path leads.
No, absolutely not. I don't have time for this nonsense. We're running out of daylight, and Betty's still... You're still out
Блин,
there.
нифига она убежала. Опять втопила, блин. Природа нормальная такая. Красивая.
Lissy, slow down. I can't keep up with you. Who knows what's up there? It's not worth the risk of falling and breaking something. Lissy? Are you there?
Здорово. Как здоровье?
Teddy,
My word.
Здрасте.
Look away, Lissy.
is this what happened to the villagers? They killed themselves?
It's one body. Let's not jump to conclusions.
What about those fresh graves at the church? There were at least half a dozen of them. Did everyone just die?
They're not necessarily connected.
Oh, come on. This is just ghastly. What made him do this? How long has he been...
From the state of the body, perhaps a couple of weeks. Depends on temperature and humidity, of course.
Прикиньте, сейчас глаза откроет. О, мухи летают.
What does that say?
God forgive me.
Don't suicides go to hell? Isn't that what your father said when
Stop.
your mother drowned
Don't.
herself? Sorry. Who was he? One of the Fretlanders?
It's not Johann or Frederick. And he's too old to be Simon.
Do you think this has something to do with Ruth? Maybe she came across the hanged man before she died, and it scared her. So she ran, and
This happened later.
well, there's some consolation in that, I guess. Maybe it's the killer. The guilt ate him up, and he offed himself.
That's just speculation with no basis in fact. There's nothing more to do here. I'm going back. Let the poor soul rest in peace.
Does it look like he's resting in peace? You're just going to leave him hanging? You're an insensitive brute.
I'm here for Betty. This is... It's tragic, but really none of my concern.
Betty, Betty, Betty. Always just Betty. You don't care about anyone else. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Смотрю.
What if that was me up there? Would you care then? All you do is obsess over a
Пригнулся.
scarf
Да.
and a hat and...
В это
It's
самое
all
погружение
I have of
идет.
Betty.
There
Сюжет.
she is again. Edward, the hanged man, he's someone. No matter what he did or didn't do, he deserves respect. Would you please just do this one decent deed?
Да ты
If not
заколебалась,
for
мне
me,
что, его
then for
снять?
yourself. Or for your Betty.
Сейчас я сниму, погоди.
What are you doing? You can't just pull him down by his legs. Try loosening the noose.
I can't reach that far.
А как мы? В натуре? Как его снять-то? А, вот, стул же есть, точно.
I'm going to be sick. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. Teddy, Edward,
Да иди
I
сама
know you
развяжи.
can. You've been through much worse.
Может, это был убийца как раз, который столкнул девочку. Ему стало стыдно, не по себе там и так далее. И он повесился.
Where are the Fretlands, Edward?
It's been 2 days. If they're not back tonight,
They're not coming back.
perhaps they left after their daughter died.
Was murdered, you mean? Isn't that what we think happened?
Несчастный случай.
Perhaps she fell by accident.
So you don't think it was murder?
It's difficult to say with any certainty. The boy could have pushed her.
You're really not helping.
Can we talk about this tomorrow? I'm sorry.
You're exhausted.
I buried a corpse today, Alice.
I know. I'm sorry. Why don't you sleep in the guest bedroom?
The couch is fine. The Fretlands could still come home.
All right. Just don't come crying to me if you wake up with a crick in your neck. I'll be up for a while, if you feel like talking.
I really thought I'd find Betty today.
Well, I told you not to get your hopes up, Edward. I mean, we just got here. It's a big place. She could be anywhere.
It's just the thought of her alone out there. In the dark.
She's a tough cookie. You're Betty. Tougher than you, teddy bear.
Почему она
That she is.
Мишка и Тедди называет? Я что-то не помню. Короче, я спать. Что это такое? Это я читал, по-моему.
What did you find?
Someone tried to burn this.
Just like the book. Isn't that odd?
It's addressed to Mrs. Fretland. My dearest Anna. It's from her sister, Margaret. Frederick's wife. The two brothers married sisters, remember?
Так.
Yes. And it's adorable. Keep reading.
Близняшек, кстати.
I really shouldn't.
Really? How else are we going to figure out what happened? Keep reading.
My dearest Anna, I miss you so very, very much. The baby is due soon, and I wish for our family to reunite before... It's been 7 years since the dreadful incident at the mine. Can we not convince Frederick and Johann to forgive and forget? I know there are things Frederick has not told me about what they found and why they parted ways. Their grudge is tearing us all apart. Frederick won't even let me speak to half of our neighbors, accusing them of treason. He's so very angry and full of regrets. It's eating him up. And we...
And we what?
The rest is unreadable.
Margaret reached out to her sister. But I guess it didn't work.
This was written before Simon was born, but burned recently.
909 год, кстати, письмо-то. Значит, они поругались раньше. Из-за случая на шахте. Я думал, кто идет, а это она. Напугала, блин. Так, короче, я пошел спать.
What are you doing?
Betty will want these back.
I don't think it's
Not
healthy
now,
to...
please. I'm exhausted.
Quite the day, huh?
I'm ready to pass out. Where will you sleep?
I'll be up for a while. My mind's simply racing.
Don't stay up late. Wake me if you hear the Fretlands arriving.
Of course. And I'll keep my eyes open for any ghosts that might want to haunt you in your sleep.
There are no...
Hush now. Sleep.
Так. Второй день закончен. Получено достижение 1 дома. Так. День 3. Интересно, сколько тут дней-то все. Опять среди ночи, что ли, проснулся? А, нет, утро вроде. Так, шляпку, эту фигню мы нашли. Сейчас мы, походу, знаете, что будем искать? Вот это брошь. Если это брошь, видите, слева? На плече. Скорее всего, я не знаю. Так, это шутер у нас.
Where are you, Lissy?
Upstairs.
Наверху. А наверху мы еще, кстати, ни разу с вами не были. Я 2 раза пытался туда подняться, но нифига не получалось. Он не подымался. Здорово, Шля. Да.
This is her room.
Hmm?
Are you paying attention? Ruth. Can you imagine? One moment you're living a perfectly happy life, and then... nothing. Darkness. Forever and ever. Maybe there's something here that can tell us what happened to her.
This is a waste of my time.
We might be the only ones left to tell her story, Edward.
You're just being melodramatic. I'll help you look. There's still no sign of the Fretlands.
Maybe they left town after Ruth died.
What's the point of this? I should be looking for Betty.
I hate you sometimes.
What am I looking for?
Anything out of the ordinary. Something that could explain what happened to Ruth.
This is real life, not a whodunit by Agatha Christie. There won't be a convenient series of clues leading to a tidy conclusion.
Says you. Ruth was an artist.
This is very primitive.
Have you ever met a child, Edward? She wasn't Monet, she was 8. This must be the village church. That's Ruth and her family on one side of the aisle. Simon and his father on the other.
A community divided.
She found something.
Where's that supposed to be?
A cave. Or the...
Mine. It could be. But what did she find?
something important enough to draw. That must be Ruth and Simon's fathers.
Perhaps. They weren't on the best of terms.
They look like they want to kill each other.
To a child, maybe it looked worse than it was.
Children are more insightful than you give them credit for, Teddy Bear.
Draugen.
Hey, the undead monster from those folk tales you read.
What an odd book for a child to have.
I don't know. Children love scary stories. This looks interesting. Read some of it to me, please.
In Norwegian folklore, the appearance of Draugen, the reanimated corpse of a drowned mariner, heralds death. Draugen haunts the Black Seas in a shattered boat. The beast has a man's body and wears a sou'wester, but instead of a head, there is tangled seaweed, and the revenant's chilling cry freezes mortal blood to ice.
Draugen has the power to enter the dreams of the living. If you wake from such a dream, you have been spared, though someone close to you... That's enough of that. It's nonsense, of course. Not something a child should be reading.
Do you think Draugen took our boat? Maybe he's out there, on the fjord, waiting for nightfall so he can return to shore.
No.
And... Your soul lacks poetry, Edward Charles Harden. I pity you. She made her bed that morning, before she...
Or her parents did. It doesn't matter. It tells us nothing.
Why are you like this today? Betty's not the only person in the world that matters.
She matters the most to me.
Ain't that the truth? Ruth never finished this. What does that spell? F-O-R-B?
For Banelson. The curse.
Who's that figure supposed to be? It's creepy. It looks a bit like the Draugen in her book.
A figment of her imagination. But the box she drew... It looks like this box under her desk.
Really? Let me see. Pull it out. What is this?
Что это такое?
I believe this might qualify as actual treasure.
Сокровищ?
Is that Norwegian money?
Sort of, but ancient. Viking coins.
Are they valuable?
Not in terms of monetary value, but historically. They belong in a museum.
Looks like Ruth had her own private museum.
Why would a child have these artifacts?
She must have enjoyed collecting and playing with them.
These are much too precious to play with. She should have given these to an adult.
She was a child, Edward. To her, they were just shiny toys. Wait! The pin! On the doll!
This is where it came from. Her collection.
But where did she find these treasures?
If we're to believe her drawing, perhaps the mine. She may have found a gravesite. Wherever she found them, she wanted to keep them hidden.
You think someone found out?
These items wouldn't necessarily be worth much, except to a historian or archaeologist.
What if this is how... I mean, if someone learned she'd been collecting treasures, they might be willing to do terrible things. There's a story here. The treasure box, the drawings.
The overactive mind of an imaginative child.
She didn't imagine the Viking artifacts. You shouldn't be so dismissive. The drawings could be her way of dealing with traumatic events.
This is what happens when I read you the principles of psychology. You get notions.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Ruth was troubled. The village was troubled, and... Is that a bell?
A church bell. Someone's here. Maybe... Betty.
Why would Betty ring the church bell?
Perhaps she's in trouble. I need to get to the church right now.
Пойдем в церковь.
I told you, I'm not sure that was anything. Come on.
Go ahead. I'll catch up with you before you get there.
Так, а церковь, по-моему, сверху где-то. А, вон она. Блин, интересно, кто там может быть-то. Что это? Нарисовать. Давай нарисуем. Время есть. Все, нарисовал. А где он, кстати, труп-то этот? Похоронил, не показали. Ну, повешенный, который был.
these fresh graves. Do you think that,
No one's touched these since yesterday. Regardless of how they got past the boards, there's
who did this?
someone who'd lost their faith.
Gone fishing?
God is not here.
Well, of course he isn't. You won't find God in a
Так как
church.
хватит-то, блин?
God is the wind in the trees, the grass between your toes, the brook that runs
That's
through.
nature, not God.
Can you peek through the boards? See anyone?
No,
Listen! The bell! They're still in there!
Hello? I heard the bell.
This is giving me the
I'm here to help.
heebie-jeebies.
These boards look flimsy enough to break.
Ну давай быстрее, ломай-то, ё-моё.
Look at that.
Так.
The Ethel becomes an Edward. I didn't think you had it in you, old fruit.
Be quiet. Betty? Are you here? Hello? This is Edward Harden. I'm looking for my sister,
Stop
Elizabeth.
shouting, Edward. We're alone. There are only ghosts here.
There are no ghosts.
I don't know about that. What's this rope for?
The bell. Lizzie, look. Betty's gloves.
Опа, перчатки.
They are definitely Betty's.
Oh, for
She got
shit's
these
sake.
in Boston before she left for New York. She bought them at Woolworth. I remember the day she... She's here.
Where? And why would she leave her clothes lying around? It doesn't make
Breadcrumbs.
sense.
She's sending me a message. She knew I'd recognize her gloves. Her hat. She's left a trail for me to follow, like Ariadne's red thread.
We're not in a lab.
Betty will have left more crumbs.
Betty, you're turning into such a pill.
Ну она что-то рассказывает хотя бы. А так бы вообще, блин,
What happened here?
молчал.
The sign on the door. God is not here. Their faith was challenged. The church book. A record of births and deaths.
So we can find out what happened to the people in the village?
And, Elizabeth. I mean, if she was dead...
Her name would be in the book.
Vandals. They tore it to pieces.
I don't think the missing pages left the church. Look.
They considered this a sacred place. For them to destroy it. This was an act of desperation and anger.
How many pages are missing?
I counted 4.
They're probably all still here. I know. Let's make it a competition. 1-0 to Team Me. Isn't this a fire hazard?
They're not always lit. Each candle represents a single prayer.
That's a lot of prayers.
There were a lot of deaths.
I wanted you to find that one. I know what a rotten loser you are. The final dinner.
The Last Supper. Who taught you about the New Testament?
I pick up on things. Most folks aren't heathens, like you. I've never seen you read the Bible before.
I've read the Bible many times. It's an important historical document. For he is our peace, who hath made both one, and hath broken down the middle wall of partition between us.
Did you just translate that into Olden English?
I happen to know the verse by heart.
You still manage to surprise me sometimes. Jesus looks sad.
What reason would Jesus have to be happy?
Don't be blasphemous.
Given that this is all fiction, blasphemy is a contradiction.
Heretic.
What are you doing? We're in a church.
Thought you didn't believe in God.
I do believe in civility.
Блин. О, еще.
Found another one. You get it. It's right here. What's that?
The last sermon that was held here.
What does it say?
The vicar's handwriting is hard to decipher, and the language. He talks about the village being divided for 20 years. This sermon was held on the anniversary of the accident this past summer. He's asking the congregation to help heal old wounds, to forgive, move on. Something to the effect of, you sit in separate aisles in God's house.
Like Ruth's drawing. I told you, she was perceptive.
It sounds like Grovik was split in two, between those who stood by Johann and those who supported Frederick.
Because of Ruth?
The sermon is from before that. No, this is all about the preceding 20 years of division and disagreements. Here's something else. Many of you believe Grovik was cursed 20 years ago. God has not cursed you. This curse is of your own making.
Ruth's drawing mentioned a curse. What do you think that means?
It means they believed they were cursed, and that they needed something or someone to blame for their misfortune. Tilly Verandra.
Edward?
Forgive each other. It addresses Johann and Frederick directly, but I wonder if they were even here.
Remember the wedding picture? They were close friends once. How could they allow their grudge to escalate until...
You call each other traitors, but the only thing you've betrayed are the bonds that unite us.
Ну, Outlast 2 похоже. Да, что-то я бы не сказал бы. Что тут как-то более все заморочено. Так, я все посмотрел-то. А Outlast там все понятно предельно.
This is the bell we heard ringing?
I don't see any other bells.
А здесь
So
пока
you have to
непонятно
stand here
вообще.
and pull this rope to ring it.
Yes.
But there was no one
И
here.
ты сам по ходу
You didn't see
сюжета
anyone, right?
догадываешься
No.
и распутываешь
No one.
клубок вот этот здесь.
Ghosts. I'm telling you.
Мне
It's
кажется, это
ghosts.
интереснее.
So what happened to the hunchback of Grovik?
They must be here still. There's only the one exit.
Maybe it was the wind.
A church bell's too heavy. It can't have been the wind. I mean... I don't know. Maybe it was the wind. There's no one here.
Where are you going?
Куда я иду? Откуда я знаю? Куда-то.
Teddy, where are
Посмотри.
you going? What are you doing?
Да что я делаю? Ничего
We
не
need to
знаю.
find all the pages.
Нужно найти все страницы. А я сколько нашел? 3 страницы нашел, а надо 4. А где же я еще тут? Я больше не вижу. А, вот. Ё-моё, нашел. Рядом была.
You found another one? Don't forget about this page.
Ну все, я 4 нашел.
The missing pages must be here somewhere.
Я одну здесь, так, раз, два, три. А с чего они взяли, кстати, что 4 страницы? Всего.
Two for two. A tie. Good job, Teddy, old
Stop,
bean.
Lissy. This is not a game. Betty's out there.
Oh, horse feathers. Stop being so gosh darn tedious, Edward. Biddy, will you ever shut up about your precious Betty? Put those pages back in the book, and I'll
Да.
stop trying to cheer you up.
Что-то новенькое решил. Так, поместить страницу обратно в книгу, давай. Сейчас посмотрим, что получилось у нас.
This book goes back years. It lists births and deaths. Here's the third Fretland brother. The one who died in a cave-in. Someone added the word for Banelson, probably quite recently.
What does that mean again?
Curse. That word is all over this book. Not just the men who died in the mine, but other deaths in the last 20 years.
Ruth's drawing and the sermon both mentioned a curse. What do you think it means?
I don't know. There were surprisingly few births.
Perhaps they blame that on the curse as well.
Look here. Ruth Elsa Fretland. She was buried in the cemetery. And the next entry, Simon Fretland. Now this is interesting.
Simon is dead? Oh, that's dreadful.
He drowned the day after Ruth died. Probably no coincidence. See what's scribbled next to it?
Mord?
Murder.
Who killed him? Ruth's father? Or the mob that trashed the store?
It doesn't say. After the children, a half-dozen deaths in a single week.
The curse.
It's listed as the cause for every single death.
Maybe there really was a curse.
Primitive superstition. But something changed after Ruth and Simon. It might explain why there's no one around.
Edward, if it killed everyone, how's that not a curse? What does that word say? Next to those names at the bottom.
Traitor.
Предатель. Локибер какой-то. Второго я даже прочитать не могу.
Edward? What's wrong?
The final entry. There's no name. Alice, what if...
Oh, Edward, no.
Betty.
It doesn't mean she's...
She's not dead. She can't be. I'd know. I'd know.
Teddy.
I need to see the grave for myself. It's not Betty. Betty's still alive.
Teddy? Where are you going? Don't leave me! Edward!
You better not be here, Betty. I'll never forgive you. Where is it? This one. It's unmarked.
Может, не надо копать?
What are you doing? Have you gone completely mad? Edward, stop it!
Thank God. It's not her. It's not Betty. It's not her.
Oh, Edward. What have you done?
It's not Elizabeth. I was so afraid.
You're a monster.
But I had to be sure. If Betty...
To hell with your Betty! When did she ever shed a tear for you?
Don't talk about my baby sister
Or
like
what?
that.
Or what, Edward? What will you do? Ignore us? Banish us? You've spent your entire life chasing her. When are you going to do something useful with what's left of it?
Quiet! Just leave me be.
Fine.
See?
А чё так можно было?
Alice? Come back. Don't leave me alone. Please. Come back. I need you. Lissy? Where are you?
Куда она, блин, делась-то?
Lissy!
О,
I was afraid you'd left me. Now listen to me. No!
А я откуда знаю, что это было? Как она исчезает-то теперь?
Alice? Lissy.
Может, опять у персонажа припадок какой-то?
Lissy, please listen to me. I didn't mean what I said.
Of course you didn't. Everything's always about Betty. Betty, Betty.
I care about you both.
Until it really matters. Then it's obvious who matters more.
I thought she was dead.
I wish she was!
Don't.
You deserve to be alone!
Alice, please. Come back to me. Please, talk to me.
What's there to talk about?
You can't keep running away from me.
You think you own me? That you control me? That you get to decide how I feel and what I do every minute of every day? That I'm your puppet, your little plaything? Well, fuck you, Edward Charles Harden! I never should have come here with you on this pointless chase!
Now, be reasonable. Lissy? Alice? No!
Куда
What
она
are you
домой
doing?
пришла?
What I should have done years ago. Maybe now you'll learn to appreciate us.
Now listen to me. Please, listen. Hear me out. Don't do this. You can't do this to me. I need you. I'm not whole without you. I can't lose you. I can't live without you. Don't, please, don't, no. What? No!
Ты чё, блин?
Alice, what have you done? Please, be all right. Please don't.
You make me sick, Edward. Your mother and father would be ashamed. Elizabeth would be ashamed. They did not think you deserved their love, so they abandoned you.
Don't.
Oh, my child. We are all that you have, and we love you. We are here. With us, you are never alone. Do not forget.
No, Never. I never forget. I am never alone.
И? Что-то я ничего не понял в третьем дне вообще. Ну, после того, как девчонка начала исчезать, я вообще потерял что-то резко нить.
Stop hiding. Without us, you are nothing. You cannot hide from us.
Where's Lissy?
Alice is not here.
Bring her back. Please. I need her.
Alice does not love Elizabeth like you do.
She loves me.
Not like I do, Edward.
I'm so tired. Please.
What do you want?
I think of you so often. You have no idea.
You just want me to forgive you so that we can keep looking for your precious, perfect Betty.
She needs us.
She never needed you, teddy bear. And she certainly doesn't need us.
I can't find her on my own.
That's just too bad, my darling Edward. Because we're done playing second fiddle to little sis.
Wait, don't go. I'm talking to you, Lissy. Oh.
Что-то сложно.
Listen. Lissy. Please. You can't keep vanishing on me.
Try me.
Why are you so angry?
You do not know anger, Edward.
Did you ever meet my father?
Alice does not want to speak with you.
And what about you? Are you going to help me?
God helps those who help themselves.
I don't need God's help. I need Lissy.
Do you, though? Did you ever?
What? Of course,
Смысл пропал резко, согласен. Куда она делась?
Hear me out. Don't go. Alice. I depend on you both.
You can never depend on other people, Edward.
I'm not sure you count as other people.
Everyone leaves, one way or another.
You don't. You can't.
Is that a challenge?
Stop playing games.
Are you ordering me?
Ты не
Teddy
один
bear?
такой.
I'm asking you.
Didn't your father always tell you to stand up for yourself? To be a real man and not a sissy? Maybe that's why he put the gun to his head and pulled the trigger. Kaboom! He was so disappointed about what his only son had turned into.
You're a monster.
Takes one to know one. Old fruit.
Знали еще одну фигню. То, что наш отец, главного героя, застрелился.
I gave you this jacket. Betty. You were here. I'm trying to talk to you. Lissy, I'm tired of chasing you. Alice, be reasonable. Lissy, look. Her jacket. I'm sure it wasn't here yesterday, which
Jesus
means
Christ,
Betty was
Teddy.
here. Perhaps when we were out yesterday.
Betty,
She must have...
Betty, 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 Betty.
You love Betty more than you love us. But don't you see? What has Betty done that we haven't? What can she do that we cannot? We've always been there for you. Why do you keep looking for her?
She's real. You're not.
So?
What? You decide what is real. We are real to you.
We'll never be the same.
She does not want you.
Who are you talking
Why
about?
do you think Betty left? She was sick and tired of us. She wanted to escape.
Like mother.
Drowning herself because she couldn't stand being around us.
Like father.
Bang! Right in the coconut.
Мать
You
утонула.
drive them all
Отец
away,
застрелился.
Edward. All into death.
Not us. We're always here for you.
I beg you.
You are never alone.
Stop!
Так, погоди.
Leave me alone, both of
Что-то
you.
You wanna be
вырисовывается,
You
по-моему.
really want to be alone?
Fine. You're alone.
Good.
Lissy.
Может, это проклятие-то на нас, на нашем герое? Ты куда попал-то? Я здесь не был. Нафиг. Пойду я, короче, этот жакет, который я нашел, накину на все вещи, которые до этого там. Шляпка, шарф там и так далее. Перчатки. О. Что-то сейчас будет.
Betty? Elizabeth? Is that you?
Снег пошел.
Are you upstairs? Betty, I'm coming. I knew you were here. Betty? Betty! Are you in there? Open the door! I'm coming in! Stand away from the door!
Почти.
Betty? No! No, 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 no! Oh. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I thought it was you, Betty. But who? Anna. You said this was a gift from another unlucky suitor. It was precious to you. You wouldn't have left it here unless... a signpost. A breadcrumb. But what's so important about the Fretlands? I will figure this out. I will find you. I promise. It's from Johan, addressed to his wife. Did you notice the handwriting, Betty? He was clearly distraught. Knock ere knock. Enough is enough. After decades of strife, I pray that God will... Tilly, forgive me. I am tired of secrets. For 20 years, I've kept my silence about our discovery, but my silence has only led to misfortune, and my cowardice has only led to death. I will make Frederick pay for what he has done to us, for what they have done to our Ruth. When it is over, I will let the ocean take me to you and Ruth. May God forgive me. Anna was already dead when he wrote this. He had no one else to confess to. What now, Betty? Johan went to confront his brother, probably at Frederick's farm. And then? You followed Johan to
to Frederick Fretland's farm, and then to the mine. You wouldn't let this go, Betty. You'd follow your story to the end. All the way to the end.
И чё?
You go to the
Куда
mine,
теперь?
Betty. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Шахту? А где шахта-то? Ну пошли в шахту, попробуем.
So where is Frederick's farm?
Может, это проклятие из-за того, что они какие-то вот эти сокровища викингов достали из океана там и присвоили себе.
What led you to this place? All these fragments. You'd piece them together into a story, wouldn't you, Betty? So, what do we know? Johann and Frederick are partners, and on good terms. Something happens in the mine. Disagreements
Все правильно, я также думаю.
lead to a falling out.
Что там произошло, нам неизвестно.
20 years later, Johann walks this path to confront Frederick. Was this your doing, Johann? Did you burn your brother's farm to the ground? And where were you, Betty? Did you witness their fall?
Чего? Не понял вопроса.
Betty?
Так, Маргарет Фретланд. 29 лет. Саймон Фретланд.
Simon's grave. Born December 5th, 1909, died September 17th, 1923. Why bury Simon here and not at the cemetery? His wife's grave is also here. Perhaps Frederick wanted nothing to do with the church or with their God. I could really use your imagination, Betty. You'd figured this out in
Потому
no
что он
time.
самоубийца, наверное, был. Поэтому и не похоронили.
Are you here, Betty? Betty! Elizabeth!
Не, в колду не пойду пока. То есть сегодня, наверное, вообще не пойду в колду. Так тут осталось, я думаю, чуть-чуть уже.
Betty, where are you?
What do you reckon, Betty?
День рождения
Let's
Саймона.
try Simon's birthday.
Угадал.
Another Viking artifact, Betty. Most likely from the same treasure Ruth found. Postmarked in Boston. That's a curious coincidence.
22 год.
Dear Frederick, I hope this letter... It's in English, Betty. Hope this letter finds you and the boy in good health. We're concerned about you both. No word from you for almost 2 years now. All of us still heartbroken about Margaret's passing. We know things have been difficult for you and Simon. Mr. Fretland, we expect you to take care of this problem. If the discovery is made public, the authorities will intervene and the mine will be shut down. Should this happen, we will consider it a breach of our contract, and we will withdraw our investment. You and your brother will be responsible for all debts and losses. Johann must be convinced to wall up the chamber. We have already dealt with the worker who made the discovery. The Fretland Mining Company. I wonder what this unlocks. You went to the mine. I hope our guardian angel watched over you.
Блин, а где шахта-то, куда идти?
You're at the mine, aren't you? All right, Betty. So what happens next in your story? Johann and Frederick discover something in the mine. A cave or chamber of archaeological value. They argue about what to do. If the discovery is made public, it's the end of their enterprise. Johann is convinced, or paid, to walk away. Their secret stays hidden. Then, a few months later, the accident. 3 men die. The investors pull out, the mine shuts down, Frederick's up to his neck in debt. I'm on my way.
Ага, по рельсам пойду. Логично. В шахту. Ну, вырисовывается уже картина, собственно. Из-за чего ссора произошла. Между братьями.
Cursed mine in Grovik. Locals struggle with bad crops and livestock deaths and blame it on... They thought they were cursed because of the mine. A thing like that becomes self-fulfilling. If you believe you're cursed, every misfortune feeds the delusion. So, 20 years pass. The Fretland feud tears the village apart, setting neighbor against neighbor. And then, Ruth stumbles across the secret in the mine. After all this time, the truth may finally come to light, but she dies. And the day after, Simon is murdered.
Поняли? Что не все просто так.
It's a catalyst. Old grievances resurface. No matter who you stand with, You're a traitor. Things escalate. More people die. From disease, despair, suicides, murder. Because of the mine. Because of what they found there. And what they covered up. There was no one to stop it, Betty. They were alone. That's the real curse of Grovik. Isolation. This place is cursed. Ridiculous.
А почему замазано второе имя? А вот и голова куклы.
Ruth was here the day she fell. Something spooked her, and then she ran all the way to the cliff where... Do you know what happened, Betty? Did you witness it?
Hello? Betty, are you in there? Please answer me.
Может, не стоит? Сука, если меня сейчас что-то резко напугает, прошу прощения.
Oh, Betty, this is Mother's
А вот и
brooch.
брошь.
You always wore this. You wouldn't take it off unless... You left it here for a reason. What am I not seeing?
Это ладно, это не страшно было. Блин, сейчас шахта рухнет нафиг. Бежим, 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 бежим. Здорово, Лёх.
Betty? Elizabeth? Is that you?
Edward?
I'm here, Betty!
Where are
It's Edward! I'm on my way, Betty. Wait for me.
Edward!
Stay where you are.
Сбросить.
I'm coming.
Вместо того, чтобы спрыгнуть, сбросить.
I can hear you. Hold on. I'm almost there.
Edward! Where are you?
I'm on my way. Betty? Betty!
Edward, please! Hurry!
I'm coming, Betty. Elizabeth?
Edward!
I'm almost there. I'm on my way. Don't move.
Она
I'm coming
домой,
for
что ли,
you.
пришла?
Just... I'm here, Betty. It's Edward. It's me. me! I can hear you! Hold on! I'm almost there!
Oh, Edward! Hurry!
I'm coming!
Edward, is that you? I'm in here.
You're here. You're inside the house. Elizabeth! There you are. Finally. You have no idea how long I've been looking for you. You had me so worried. I... Look. Your brooch. Mother's brooch. You must have lost it at the mine. Let me put it on for you, Betty. I wouldn't want you to lose it again.
She's been dead for 30 years, Edward. Elizabeth was never here. But we didn't come for her. We came for Johann, and Anna, and Frederick, and Simon, and Ruth. We're here to tell their stories.
No. Elizabeth. She's here.
You know Betty died when she was a baby. She drowned in the pond. And you found her. You were just 11. You carried her to your mother. And your mother...
She hated you for that.
She could never forgive you for bringing her baby to her. And you could never forgive yourself for what she did after. You always forget this. Because you don't want to be alone. So you bring Betty back. Again and again. To New York. To Boston. To the house. But always just out of reach. Never quite there. The scent of her. The echo of her. But never really her. And all it does is make you lonelier. But the thing is, Edward, you're never alone.
You have us.
And you'll always have us. Betty's... She was never there for you. She couldn't be. You can't lose us. We're a part of you.
Forever. And ever. And ever.
But you need to let Betty go now. There's not room for all of us in there.
I couldn't save you, Elizabeth. I'm so sorry. It is as painful to wake from a vision
Ты не
as
она
it is
была
to be
вообще.
born anew.
Вон, ну, как все обернулось-то. Интересно. Интересный ход был. Кто ожидал? Плюс в чат.
Goodbye, Betty. Lissy.
I'm right outside.
Я говорил еще в самом начале, что с персонажем что-то не то.
Teddy bear? Are you up? Come outside.
Что-то он болеет.
Had your noodle juice yet?
I might be weaned off this stuff.
Boo. Don't lose your taste for tea, old fruit. It keeps you human. We have unfinished business.
We do?
The final piece of the puzzle.
Ruth.
Come on. Let's go back to where it started. We have an appointment with a ghost.
Интересный поворот, кстати, сюжет.
Such an amazing view, isn't it? And the air. Boy, that sure is something.
What did you want to show me?
Come sit down.
А куда я сяду-то? Погоди. А, вот.
Why did we come here, Teddy?
To Grovik? Well... Some places have gravity.
What are you saying? Gravewick's gravity pulled us across the Atlantic Ocean?
Grovik? No, I'm not saying that. That's irrational.
But you believe it, don't you? That we were summoned to tell their story.
To find my sister.
But Betty's not. She was never here. It doesn't make sense.
The letter to Frederick.
The one you found in his safe. From Boston.
I may have overheard a conversation somewhere, paid it no attention, but the name stuck. And Betty... And I spun a story around it that put us on this path.
Do you really believe that? I mean, how often are you around people?
I'm a man of science. I don't know what to believe.
And yet, here we are. All three of us.
Is this what you wanted to show me?
I wanted to be close to her. Do you believe in ghosts, Edward?
You know I don't.
Well, you've been chasing one for years.
That's different.
What about me? Us.
You're not ghosts, you're alive.
Fair enough. So what really happened to Ruth?
She was probably murdered.
By Simon?
No. I don't believe it was Simon.
Then who? Frederick? The hanged man? Someone else?
Does it matter?
Maybe not. So she ran from the mine. And she came here. And then someone pushed her? If only she had wings. Like a bluebird. She could have soared away on autumn winds. But why was she killed?
Because of what she found.
Someone wanted the treasure. Or wanted to make sure no one else would find it. So instead, they cursed this place. And the curse killed everyone, including the murderer. I hope she's at peace. And with God. Do you think that's where everyone's gone?
Heaven. They're dead. I don't know what that means. Maybe there is more. I can't stop you from hoping. We'll never know what happened to everyone in Grovik.
We tried our best. We'll remember them. All of them. Maybe that will give them some peace in the afterlife. Could this be your book, Edward? The one you've been wanting to write? A story about people who are isolated, left behind by the world. You can give them all a proper ending, with no annoying loose threads. Edward, is that...
A boat? But how?
Who cares? Let's catch it before it sets out on another adventure.
I don't understand how this can be.
Draugen got tired of sailing around in it and brought it back to us.
It must have been the wind.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, teddy bear. Let's blouse, while the weather's still good.
I need my suitcase.
So get a wiggle on, old boy. I'm going to say my goodbyes to all the things. I don't think we'll be back. Meet you at the house.
My goodness. Righty-ho. No rush. We have all day.
Красиво, согласен, и музыка красивая. Как в сказке. История еще такая интересная.
You know, this house is starting to grow on me.
Are you talking to yourself again? Come on, Teddy. Pack your things. I'll meet you by the boat.
Do you never sit still?
Don't be a wet blanket. Let's make like the wind and get out of here. Come on, let's go. Row, Teddy, row.
Норвегия, да, норвежская игра, походу. Фьорды.
The water's still cold.
It's a fjord, Lissy. And it's almost winter.
There'll be snow when we get back to Hanover.
The house will be warm.
Are we going to be all right, Edward?
I think so.
знаю, мне понравилось. «24-й год, вроде как. 1924. Это лучше, чем тупо играть в Call of Duty и прокачивать оружие. Поверьте. У меня много таких игрушек. Я думаю, что я сегодня еще одну пройду. После обеда сейчас перекушу что-нибудь. Можно еще что-нибудь, еще часа в 4 пройти. Как вам игра? Кто от начала до конца был? Мне понравился резкий переход сюжета. То есть я сначала думал одно, потом сюжет на 360, вернее на 180, и в другую сторону пошел. Да, это понятно. Ну все, как это пропустить-то? Никак? Ладно. Motion capture. Чего? Рано еще кушать тебе. Оно еще и на Соньке есть. Оказывается. Ну все, прикольно. Вернуться на главный экран. Два с половиной часа у нас заняло прохождение. Я думал, на самом деле будет побольше. 3, там 3,5. Оказалось, что-то совсем ничего. Буквально. Прикольно в начале начинается. Красивая песня какая-то. Это музыка в главном меню. Песня, вернее. Ну, скорее всего, на норвежском. Ладно. Игра прикольная, мне понравилась, очень хорошая. Всем спасибо за компанию. Я думаю, что сегодня еще можно что-нибудь будет пройти, а вечерочком футбол тогда запустим. Все, всем спасибо. Всем пятерочка. Оп. До встречи. Пока.